Hi, my name is Indira Aliana Chiteta, and I am the executive producer of 100 Days to Succeed. Okay, so 100 Days to Succeed is a very special concept for me because it ties in with a very personal story. And I think the personal journey leading up to this moment is also quite indicative of how I saw South Africa at the time. So the personal story is that I was in Brazil at a producers conference when I was about 25, and literally I had a moment where God told me to write this show. And it was quite surreal because I'd never even thought about going into children's production. So that was very specific. And I did my part. I wrote the show, I wrote the idea down, and I sent it to the national broadcaster. And it's quite ironic that about a month before I was getting married, the SABC contacted us and said they commissioned the show, and it's been like 7 years. So my then fiance and I had no idea what show they were talking about. And only to remember that it was the show that, God gave me the idea for 7 years before. And I mention my fiance specifically because as I'm thinking more and more about the show, I realized that there's no ways I could have fulfilled it. There's no ways I could have completed it without my husband's involvement. And so I think the show for me also speaks about divine timing. It speaks about what is happening in the context of South Africa. There's a huge issue with unemployment in our country, and part of it is because people don't realize the wealth of potential that resides within them. And that's what the show is about. It's about impacting lives. It's about showing young people, whether they're South African or African or from around the world, showing them a mirror, a revelation of who they are and what they can achieve if they can only believe in themselves. And so, that's basically 100 Days to Marry with my personal story, as well as my personal heart and God's heart for the nation of South Africa.